Diwali is just around the corner, which is a reason to celebrate, especially after how long we have been closed up at home due to the pandemic. That certainly means we will want to burst lots of firecrackers. To us, firecrackers symbolize joy and celebration, but to many child laborers working in fireworks factories, it means throwing away their lives and education and working in stuffy factories under inhumane conditions. Child labor is common in India, especially in the fireworks industry. This is found primarily in states such as Tamil Nadu, Uttar Pradesh, Andhra Pradesh, Rajasthan, Odisha, Chhattisgarh, and Assam. In Tamil Nadu, as well as other places, child labor in matchstick factories is also prevalent. Someone may ask why so much stress is being put on child labor only in fireworks factories when there are so many other occupations where there are child laborers. This is because this is extremely hazardous to the lives of the children and others working in these illegal factories. Sometimes, children are kidnapped and forced to do this labor. However, very often, their own parents send them to work to get additional income to support the family, as current income is not enough to meet their needs. Child laborers employed are generally from ages of 5 to 15 years. In some cases, they are made to work only after school hours. However, quite often they are made to work and even live in the factories and are denied basic rights. They are made to work for 12 hours a day or even more. The wages are based on the number of pieces they make. Though we consumers pay large sums for each fancy firecracker, the pay given to child laborers for the same is nearly negligible. This indirectly pressurizes them to work faster and for a longer duration each day to get enough money. Quite often, they are given a slight pay raise during Diwali when demand is high, so they overwork themselves even further as they know the opportunity to earn a relatively large amount of money will not come again for one whole year. The conditions under which they work are unendurable. The food given to them is of bad quality and not enough. Their basic needs are not fulfilled. Their residences are cramped quarters, and basic facilities such as clean toilets are unavailable. They are denied their fundamental right to education. They are made to live in despair, where it does not matter if they are unwell. All that matters is that they go on making more firecrackers. They are treated very badly and beaten and abused mercilessly for each little error by ruthless supervisors. Even without the supervisor's treatment, one small error can be fatal. Children and adults alike are made to fill gunpowder and explosives into cardboard cubes, cones, and earthen pots by hand. They have no gloves, masks, or protective equipment whatsoever. They have no idea how much gunpowder is a safe amount for each cracker. According to them, the louder the explosion, the better. They have no training on how to handle explosives in a way that is safe for them. They work entirely on guesswork and trial and error, where errors mean serious burns or even death. The scariest part about children working in fireworks factories is that a single accident or spark can lead to chain reactions of explosions and kill several people or injure them for life. Exposure to gunpowder without protective equipment can cause several problems in the eyes and lungs. It is especially dangerous due to inhaling particles of gunpowder, which can cause lung fibrosis, asthma, tuberculosis, chronic lung disease, and many other illnesses. Gunpowder is also a skin irritant. The child laborer's posture is affected, and they also develop back problems from bending over and working all day long in cramped spaces. Burns due to accidents are also very common. Article 24 of the Indian Constitution states that no child under the age of 14 years may be employed in factories, mines, or any other hazardous occupations as a part of the fundamental rights. State governments claim that child labor has been curbed and is less than 1% of all the employment in India. But nothing is further from the truth. When child laborers are employed, it is done illegally and in secret. You may wonder that if news about child labor is reaching people like you and me, why hasn't it been eradicated altogether? Quite often, there are loopholes in the system. Police officers sent to investigate are often bribed to keep quiet and not probe further. Now, a new problem has come into play. Factory owners have started outsourcing work to home based factories. This means less kids are in factories, and this is enabled through a network of contractors and subcontractors. The individual house based factories are harder to track down and rescue children from. Shivkashi in Tamil Nadu is well known for its large fireworks factories. Child labor is a common practice there. Sending children to work in fireworks factories does not sound out of place to the society there. Shivkashi exports fireworks to many other countries. When people burst firecrackers, how many of them are aware that it is highly unlikely that a child has undergone a lot of suffering to make these firecrackers? With the COVID-19 pandemic this year, factories had temporarily shut down in Shivkashi but resumed work in May. Smaller factories have lost out on sales to some extent due to the lockdown. They are looking forward to good business as people have been trapped at home all of 2020 and may want to celebrate Diwali with a lot of gusto. This means more overworking and mistreatment of child laborers. If we all boycott fireworks, then the firework industry will eventually shut down completely, also eliminating the occurrence of child labor in such an occupation. It may sound hard to give up on them altogether. It may be easy to start with small steps, such as cutting down on how many firecrackers you buy. Another option could be to burst crackers collectively as a community. Though, even if we start small, we have to keep taking steps forward because until we boycott fireworks completely, the fireworks industry, along with its child labor, will never shut down. This applies to every person bursting crackers for any occasion, not just Diwali. That is just one example. Since Diwali is the festival of lights, we can light more diyas and candles and focus on light instead of sound. Fireworks also scare pets, increase pollution, and can hurt even customers in case of an accident. Crackers such as rockets can hit and injure birds. Even if there is a request for green firecrackers, that does not necessarily mean that there will be no child labor in that field. Every time you are about to buy firecrackers, think of the children who are suffering behind the scenes. Please pause the video for a moment and think of what it would be like if you or someone dear to you was made to work in a fireworks factory in this manner. I urge everyone who is listening to this to do two things. Firstly, stop buying and bursting firecrackers. And secondly, please share this video with everyone you know, as awareness and willpower are the key to stamp out the social evil. Each time we burst firecrackers, we condemn many children to endless suffering. Each and every person can make a difference, and you can be proud that your contribution is part of it. I end this speech on this note. Thank you for listening in, and a happy and enlightened Diwali to everyone. Thank you.